Hey, welcome back to Camp Gadget Reviews. I am Sean, and this is not the creepy cabin today. I'm not in the creepy cabin. I am in the messy garage. This right here is a water pump. It's by Waterun is the company, and it's basically a 12 volt. You can hook it into USB on the back right here. See if you can see that. There's a little USB-C plug right there for recharging, or you can plug it directly into an external battery, whatever you want to do. This thing though, it's basically just a water pump with a button on top, and you hook it on to the top of your tank and it pumps water. We've been using this in my family. We use it every day. So this is something that I've had for several months, and I figured I have to talk about this because I think it's great for not only campers, but also RVers. You get a little 3-gallon jug like this, or you can use it on a big 5-gallon, one of those ones that you see more often. It's been pretty flawless. So let's talk about what this is. This water pump here is called a bottle pump. If you do a search on Amazon or something, you'll see it's usually called a water bottle pump, something like that, and it's run off of a battery. Now this one has I think it's a 1200 milliamp battery inside, and it has a button up here. You press it once and it will do a 0.13 gallon. So it'll stop after 0.13 gallons, which is about a half a liter, a little more than half a quart, somewhere around there. I'll put some other figures on the screen, maybe right here. What's really irritating is it's a little over 16 ounces. So when you do that automatic fill, you press the button and you hold your glass here. If you have a 16 ounce cup or a 16 ounce bottle, which is a very common size, it does about 16.6 ounces, so it'll overflow. Kind of a pain, but it's the way a lot of them are set up. Or you can just do continuous flow. What I do is I just press it, let it fill up, and then I'll press it again and turn it off. It's super easy to use. I mean, my kids use it. I have a 7 and 8-year-old, and they both use it every single day. I have a wife, she uses it every day. I have to edit that part out. And it's super easy to use, and it's easy to charge. They say on the description of the product that it will last about 30 days, about 4 to 6 5-gallon jugs, and I found that not to really be true. We go through about 3 5-gallon jugs before I have to start recharging it, and that's not a huge deal. It's not quite a month. Maybe it's about 3 weeks for us. Well, when we use it every day, it's about 2 weeks. So what's funny is this has nothing to do with this product, but we actually had a recall of our water. We had a statement that came out in the mail, and it said our water is bad, our tap water. Stop drinking it for a little while. We have to adjust some chemicals or whatever. So I'm glad we had this. It's perfect for that because we just go and get this filled up. I got these bottles at Walmart. I think this one was $9. I think the other one, the 5-gallon, was like 13, 14, something like that. It wasn't too bad. But I get it filled up at a water station near my house because it's cheaper. It's like 20 cents a gallon, 25 maybe. I believe Walmart's about 39 cents a gallon. But anyway, that's a whole different show. So overall, I think this is a great product. And of course, I'm not sponsored by this company, Waterun, and I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I just bought this with my own money, and I did a lot of research, and there's a reason why I picked this one over the other ones I saw. If you do a search on Amazon, you'll see probably 24 different varieties of this. This was about $13, I think like $12, $13, and you'll see ones in that same low price range that usually have 1,000 milliamp batteries. So I decided to go with a little bit higher. This might be 1200, 1280, somewhere around there. And it does make a difference. You get a little bit more charge out of it. So that's one of the reasons I picked this. Another one is the auto shutoff with the 0.13 gallons, which ended up not really being a thing that I use. So it's not a big deal to me. Also, it had really great reviews. The reviews were up to, I think there were like 130 reviews, and it was up to almost 5 stars. It was like 4.5. And that's a big deal. I know that Amazon reviews can be wishy-washy and not completely accurate, but it's good to at least go through and read those reviews and kind of see what other people think, right? So let's take a look at how this works. It's super easy. This right here is a silicone tube and it's got a little cap on the bottom. The reason this is leaking, like I said, is this, I pulled it straight out of our 5-gallon in the house to bring it out here. Now what you do is you pop the cap off of this, and let me just set this down. I don't want to get it on anything because it's like a clean water tube, you know what I mean? So let's get back in this bag. Now what I had to do, this from Walmart, like I mentioned, it has a top on it that doesn't entirely work with this. Let me show you. Let me just pull this, well, let me show you what it does. If you put this in without one of these caps, which I had to buy these extras, it's like $6 for a pack of 5. If you put this in without that cap, it leaks. Well, that leaks because I had water in the tube. But you see how it's kind of flimsy on there? When we first bought this, we had it like that. And I just told the kids, you know, kids, be careful with it. And of course, they're like, you know, goes all over the place. So I decided I needed to do something about that. So I bought one of these caps, this pack of caps, and I have one on each of ours. It's a 5-pack. This is what it looks like. If you've never messed with these before, it's basically it's called a no-spill cap. Let's see. 5-gallon water jug cap by Magic 4. Again, they're not sponsoring me. I'm not sponsored by a cap company. And it even has install steps on the back, but it's super easy. BPA free, which is great. It says it can be used, removed multiple times, waterproof, sealing, all that stuff. So this is kind of like a no-spill cap. And I'll put a link to this in the description. I'll put a link to all this. Maybe not this, because I bought this at Walmart, but you'll find stuff like this on Amazon. But I'll put a link to this in the description. So what I do is I take this cap off here. See if you can see that. Take that top part off, and then there's a little cap inside that you poke out. This right here. That's all that is. And that's just to make that hole right there. So what I do, let's get this off here again, without making a huge mess. You put this on here and you have to press it on pretty hard. I hope this table doesn't fall. Okay, there we go. So this, you have to put some pressure on it to get it on there, but it stays on there really well. Now, once you have this on here, you'll see it kind of adds a little bit more surface area for this to go on. Some people said in the comments for this product that this seals it. It doesn't really seal it because it will work. I mean, you could put this in here, let me show you, without sealing it. See, it still works. It doesn't need to be sealed. But when you have this cap on here, it goes on better. See how that's tight now. I can hit that and it's not going anywhere. So once I have that on there, now let me get a glass here. So once I have that on there, it's secure, it's not going anywhere. This is a little 3-gallon, you know, and you can see the tube. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually goes, it kind of snakes around the bottom. It fits to the bottom of a 5-gallon, and it just snakes around the bottom of a 3-gallon. Now, if you try to go any smaller than this, like they have 1-gallons, you just have to make sure that neck size is the same. I think it's 5 millimeter, something like that. I'll put it up on the screen. So anyway, the way this works, as I just showed you by pouring water all over my garage floor, you just put this here, you turn it on. Now I pressed it once, so it's, well, I don't know if it's gonna fill this, but it should stop after 0.13 gallons. I think I already have water in here, so it might overflow. Stop. Okay, I have to stop it before it overflows because I already had water in here, so it's gonna overflow. But you see, you get the idea. That is basically how it works. I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world. It's secure with these caps. It pulls water, no problem. And you know, I also read a little bit of something about people were saying that it drips after, when you turn it on, you let go, it'll still drip for a little while. I haven't found that to be true, but just in case, this company at least, and maybe some of the other ones, send you another little rubber grommet, because when you get this, you have to put this in here yourself. It's like self-assembly. And you have to put that silicone tube in the bottom. 2 little things you have to put on, it's not a big deal. But there's a little rubber grommet piece that goes between this metal pipe and the housing part. And they actually sent like an extra one, because I saw a lot of people saying that it still leaks. Like when you put it together, maybe you'll fold that little seal, that little O-ring, when you're putting this in here, could mess it up. So then they gave you an extra one. I think that's a good idea. Then they don't have to probably cut down on a lot of their customer service problems. I didn't have any problem with it because I'm not an idiot. So I put this in here and it doesn't leak at all. I've had no problems with it. I've had it, like I said, probably 4 months or so. And with the addition of these caps, it's perfect. Doesn't move, works great, all over the floor, makes a giant mess. And no, it doesn't make a giant mess. Cut that. Hey, cut that. Yeah. No, cut that last part. Yeah. But that's really it. I mean, for me, I don't have an RV, but I do camp a lot in situations like out in the creepy cabin. I stay out there when we camp with the kids and things like that. It's just one of those things where you can put this out there. I put it up on a shelf or something, and the kids can pop this on, pop it off. And you don't, I have another water jug that uses gravity feed. So you turn it over like this, and it has a little spigot on the bottom here, and you do that. That works fine, sure. But this, I think, is great for like a more confined space. If you don't want something that's going to be tipping over and down here with a cup, if you want something that's more upright, like in an RV, I think this is perfect. You put it up on the counter, your kitchen counter, in an RV, it works great. I also use it in the back of my truck, the truck camper I have. I have like a little surface, and I'll just put it up there and turn it on, and it works great. I am gonna have so much water on the floor. Now, do I have any complaints about it? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I think that it's like I almost want to find a problem with it, some kind of complaint. Well, I guess the one complaint I would have is the fact that the two complaints is the one where I said earlier about how it's a little more than 16 ounces. I wish they would have kind of made it at 16 ounces so you could fill up a 16-ounce bottle, cup, whatever. That's what most water bottles come in, 16 ounces, little canteens like this. So it seems kind of weird that it would be just beyond that, but whatever. I'm sure there's a reason for it. And my other complaint is the fact that the battery doesn't last as long as they advertise. Still, it lasts a lot of time. I mean, we have this in our kitchen on the counter, and it's right next to a plug. So I literally just have the plug handy if I ever want to plug it back in and recharge it. And it charges in a couple hours. It's not really a big deal. But it would be nice if it actually went 4 to 6 5-gallon bucket or jugs in 30 days, like they say. I mean, why say that if it doesn't really do that? It might as well just say 3 in 3 weeks. Maybe it has a better ring to it. 4 to 6 in 30 days. 3 in 3 weeks. I don't know. 3 in 3 weeks seems to have a better ring to it. But anyway, very happy with this. I think you should go check it out. If you're looking for something like this, which I didn't even know it existed until I saw it on another RV camper video, and they were using one, and I said, "What? That's brilliant. You don't have to get that huge machine where you take the bottle and you lug it up and put it up on top, and you don't have to worry about that. And those things get all nasty inside. You have to clean them. You have to take it all apart. I mean, this thing, and this was 13 bucks, like I said. I think they go up to maybe 18 at the most. So it's not a huge deal. Even if it does break, which I don't, see that happening anytime soon, crossing my fingers, then, you spend 13 bucks for another one. It's not a big deal. You don't have to buy a $300 water dispenser, which is insane. So we have this around our house. You could even get it for your office, whatever you want to do. I think it's great. So I want to thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more. I have lots of plans for a lot more now that we're getting into the winter months. I live in the south, so right now it's 60 degrees and it's almost December, but it's going to get cold one day. I mean, right? So when it does, I'm going to do more camping videos out in the yard, in the tents, at the back of the property, and also in the creepy cabin. I probably won't be camping in this garage, though. I mean, I could, but anyway, like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Thanks.